welcome back to the final segment of today. Here are the most interested and curious people. Thank you so much for staying. We are going back to Kazakhstan with the next panel, delving more deeply into the framework for the sovereign digital asset ecosystem here in Kazakhstan. You already had a chance to see Miguel as a speaker. Now he's joining the panel as a moderator. And please welcome the panelists. Tamara Shadiyeva, Deputy CEO of Kazakhstan Central Securities Depository. Vladimir Savov. Mikhail Grishko. And Arlen Moldabekov. Where did I steal this mic? Yes, so I'll give it to you.
Test? Yeah, it works. So hi, it's an honor and a privilege to learn about the new digital asset framework from the very people that are shaping it. I think we have a stellar selection for the panel. 4 of the pillars of the digital economy are represented. No pressure on you. And I'm really, really looking forward to understanding a bit more of how it came to be, what your role was on it, what it is, and what the next steps are, because I think this is an evolving topic, and from the perspective of the licensed business, it's always very good to understand not only what is there, but also how do you plan to evolve it, right? Now I think all of you will have different answers to the same questions, more or less. I'd like to start with where we are and how it came to be. Maybe if you could start by introducing yourselves. What do you mean? Yeah, better? Okay. So if you could start with a short round of introductions, I would be very grateful. And the first question will be, what was your role and what is your role in this sovereign digital asset framework? So maybe starting with you, Tamara.
Hello, dear my panelists, dear colleagues, and thank you for your time, for all who visiting this panel, for their patience. My name is Tamara. I am Central Securities Depository Deputy CEO, and currently I serve IT infrastructure, IT projects, and line of development of products at our local market infrastructure. My experience in market infrastructure includes Kazakhstan Stock Exchange and some kind of work in our local market participants. So I have a broad view on the current development of the market and some product initiatives. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. Well, also good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, dear colleagues. Nice to meet you. I want to also thank the organizers for giving us opportunity to speak here. My name is Vladimir Savov. I am the Chief Markets Officer of the Astana Financial Services Authority, which is the independent regulator of the Astana International Financial Center here in Kazakhstan. In turn, the AFSA is a separate jurisdiction based on English common law, principle-based jurisdiction. Separate from the mainland, as we call it, the Kazakhstan civil law jurisdiction. The AFSA has been at the forefront of developing digital assets. Maybe it all started, for sure, more than 5 years ago with the setting up of the sandbox, the FinTech Lab in the AFSA, and it has gone steadily from there. Now we have a fully developed digital assets regime. I and my colleague here, which is in the audience, Vladimir, we're in charge of overseeing and supervising the fully licensed digital asset trading facilities, so the market infrastructure of the digital assets, which is fully licensed in the AFSA.
Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Mike. I'm a deputy CEO on the Kazakhstan Stock Exchange. And on Kazakhstan Stock Exchange, and together with my team, we are developing the tokenization platform and the digital asset platform to exchange the digital asset. And here we represent the trading venue, very matured, with 30 years old history and with, I guess, more than $400 billion turnover for the last 5 months. And we hope that we will extend our traditional market on the new field, on the digital assets.
Excellent, thank you.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Arlen Moldabekov. I'm head of the Innovations and Digital Assets Division in National Bank. I was the one of this person who worked on new regulation for digital assets. And now we are giving full license, oversight and regulation for new infrastructure providers in digital assets market.
Excellent, thank you for setting us the context and the frame. The discussion that we're going to have is a discussion following 2 different asset classes. So we're first going to focus more on the money and on the cash aspects, on the digital cash aspects. Then move on to RWAs and tokenized assets, and then try to get a bit of an outlook. I was informed that we should do this succinctly, so let's try to meet that challenge. And when I think of money, I have to look at you, Arlen, obviously from your role. So if we're talking about digital tenge, especially, what are we talking about? Are we talking more about the CBDC? Are we talking more about the stablecoin? And could you explain a bit to us how you see both of these types of assets? How do they complement each other, and for whom you would conceive them? Is it possible?
Yes, of course. Actually, from 2023, we actively tested digital tenge implementation in different pilot projects, and one of the successful implementation of the digital tenge is improving transparency of public spending, by what we can be sure that government funds use it for these intended aims.
Yeah.
By the way, the stable coins are issued by the private companies, and they can provide innovations more fastly. And in this case, we think that both of these tools are not competitive, they are complementary tools. Main difference between stable coins and digital tenge is that digital tenge is issued by National Bank. So by what they can provide high level of trust and reliability.
So I think we heard from the previous panel that the CBDC is more on the wholesale perspective.
Yes.
Right? And then the stablecoin is more for private or for corporates. Especially looking maybe from a critical perspective from the stablecoins, what's your anticipation? Where do you think will it add value?
As I already mentioned, we think that digital tenge will add value. Digital tenge or stablecoins, excuse me?
Stablecoins.
Stablecoins. We think the stablecoins can add value in innovative new financial products. One example is cross-border payments. They can provide fast and programmable payments. And as you know, now cross-border payments are one of the longest, take very long time to make cross-border payments, while using stablecoin it can be even more faster.
Excellent. So, still keeping the mind at the stablecoins, Vladimir, we were discussing previously about how the split is between, tenge and non-tenge stablecoins. If I get it right, you have a stake also in issuance of stablecoins that are not issued in tenge. How do you look to these instruments? Have you seen any market activity related to this?
I would fully agree. Yes, so we see increased interest, and the mere fact that actually we're here today again in the building of the National Bank of Kazakhstan is, I think, is very telling. How the whole space in Kazakhstan is moving from something that was more like as we all know, like a fringe and the fringes of the financial system a few years ago. Now it has taken center stage, and even the non-believers have been converted. I fully agree that the prospects for bigger use of stablecoins are related to especially international payments, also some more innovative financial products. As it concerns the tenge stablecoins, here is the perimeter of the National Bank of Kazakhstan. At the AFSA, we have projects related to other currencies with other pegs. For example, one that comes to mind is currency yuan-based stablecoin created by one of our participants, the company actually based out of Hong Kong, but based in the AFSA. And specifically aiming at facilitating the payments between China and Kazakhstan and the trade between China and Kazakhstan. So for us as a regulator, the key question, I guess, is the reserves of the stable coins. And the key, of course, the key element should be the reserves should be there, they should be overseen, they should be quantifiable, they should be verifiable, and the holders of the stable coins should be able to have a claim on those, almost immediately and at all times. So for now, we're only discussing fiat-based stable coins. This is what we have at present. But we also, I think, we can discuss here how the industry is also evolving, and we are talking about, for example, sovereign securities-based stable coins or commodities-based stable coins, which, again, are something like a newer idea today, but we can easily see how they can have a wider usage, wider use cases as the time progresses, right? For economy like Kazakhstan, which is hugely rich in natural resources, for example, a natural resources-based stablecoins could be a viable opportunity, especially for developing those particular mining industries. But for us, again, as regulators, it is about transparency, consumer protection, stability, and enforceability of the stablecoins, regardless of the reserve.
Okay, so we have a reserve policy that is cash-based, which ensures, yeah?
It is, now the use case that we have now is cash-based, but we are open to consider others when they come our way. I think for AFC, of course, the big advantage is that, as I mentioned, we are a principle-based jurisdiction. Therefore, we always try to balance innovation with, the standards that are expected from all, even traditional and non-traditional financial assets, right? Consumer protection, AML, CFT, robust governance standards, and so forth. So within those frameworks, if somebody wants to innovate in stable coins based on other assets, please come our way and we'll listen to you.
Excellent. So I guess that first approach is important, then you get a foot in the door, so to say, you have a product working. Looking at you, Mikhail, because I think I understood that you plan on also using stablecoins or offering a ramp up onto the exchange, on the digital asset exchange using stablecoins. Can you share a bit more of what your plans are there?
They are right. The stable coins will play the crucial. It will be the crucial part of our business model because on the KASE we'd like to provide to our client the service when client can change one digital asset for another one. So we will not have on the first stage the crypto fiat channel because we as a group of KASE, we acting as a banking organization, and we have a distributed network of corresponding accounts, bank accounts, and on the first stage we'd like to separate the classical scheme and the classical model from the digital one. That's why on the new venue, on the new market, we'll provide the exchange of digital assets, for example, financial assets, for example, the new instruments issued on the tokenized form. It will be trading for stable coins, for the naturally digital assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and so on. So in this, taking into account that our clients still will have to find the way how to go to the fiat. We're expecting that the converting from the fiat to stablecoin and reverse operation will be very important for our clients, and we're expecting that we'll use maybe Solana stablecoin because it is already launched in the sandbox of the National Bank. It's a EVA stablecoin, maybe another one. So we'll try to find the proper, and if we will not able to find the proper, we will build our own stablecoin for tenge.
Excellent. I think all starts and ends with the CSD, and the stablecoin by itself is only meaningful. It can be exchanged, but not only the trade, but then the settlement. So how are you looking into the space? I guess you have an interest in the digital tenge, so in the CBDC.
Yeah.
Are you also looking into stablecoins? What are your plans for both?
Okay, thank you for the question. You're precisely correct. So last year we were impressed really by the project of digital tenge, and it was well awarded, yes, with CDBC. And the all work that National Bank and National Payment Company made for the full year was really foster development of the settlement in digital tenge across the country and foster the transparency, DVP settlement in real time, and also cross-border settlements. It's really impressive. Regarding settlements in securities with digital tenge, we're still on the way, but if it will be a need of the market participants, I suppose that we'll do it. Technically, it can be realized by some kind of settlement sections of the settlements account system and so on. But I just want to point the attention of our panelists, our speakers to the point that digital tenge and other regulated stable coins, they are just change the settlement asset, yes, but they maybe don't crucially change the way of settlement finality. So for us, like Central Securities Depository, from the market perspective, the settlement finality is one of the main important point, and for us it can be just proved by the fact the transfer of the assets in DVP is proved by legal, if the transfer is legally irrevocable and operationally unconditional. So we just prove it like a system, and we prove the right of the holders that this is a final record in our system. So I think that the way how it will be settled, it's really interesting and can be promoted with digital tenge in the nearest future, but we need to remember that settlement of finality is on the way, more important in this way.
Okay, but it sounds like you have a path That sounds like good news.
Yeah, thank you.
So moving from those good news on the settlement side to the RWAs, maybe from the perspective of the central bank, not necessarily from the issuance. So what's your view on this? These are different types of assets, right? They already exist. There's already regulatory framework in place. What's the development? How do you harmonize both? And in that development, on which instruments are you focusing? Are you more focused on equity, focusing more on debt? Can you share a bit some of your thoughts and strategy on this?
First of all, based on the results of the regulatory sandbox, now it's 33 projects in regulatory sandbox of National Bank. We see strong interest of issuers and investors on tokenized real estate, tokenized gold, and digital form of traditional financial instruments. I think the most ready assets to be tokenized are bonds, debt products, money market products, and another financial instruments that already have established legal framework. For more complex assets, for example, like ownership rights, and another ownership rights for real assets, and another types of real assets that are complicated to be sure that they have really backed assets. This kind of assets need more clarification, legal clarification to develop further. And as a regulator, we will continue to use instrument of regulatory sandbox as a tool to test in pilot regimes of this kind of complex assets.
Okay, that sounds like some results, some preliminary results. Mikhail, does it match with what you're planning to do? Where's the market demand coming from, and how do you provide liquidity to these assets?
Actually, yes, we can confirm. And on KASE, as I already said, we're not just the trading venue, we also the tokenization platform. And as the tokenization platform, we will provide the services to issue the new financial instruments right in tokenized form. So the company can issue the new debt, the new shares as tokens. And I guess that it will be the first cases for us. And the second one is what we'd like to do is to provide to our clients the possibility to pack every stock or every bond that they have on their accounts in Central Securities Depository into the tokenized form. To provide these services, we need one new license. It's a license for holding the backed or underlying asset, and we're expecting to get the third license for this type of activity. But the first cases will be the issuance of the new debt, I guess.
Maybe staying on the infrastructure side, Tamara. So you also obviously play a big role on the issuance of these instruments. What's the status quo? So you have, as Mikhail said, you have instruments that are native to as a digital form, instruments that are digitized. What's your next step? What are you starting with?
For clients who, for example, go to operational tokenized platform on the KASE, they are in many cases also our clients, and for them we can offer some kind of services, some kind available for all type of investors, kind of market participants, but some of them only for institutional investors. For digital assets, we can provide the crypto custody platform that built on the fourth main pillar of the security, For us, it was like a big step to the crypto custody world, where we can offer to our clients some decisions of the worldwide provider of crypto custody, well-named provider, through our local application. So it means that we just built one entrance for clients where they can put their assets on the cold long stage usage and self-keeping. For example, if we just put some crypto custody, crypto assets in the worldwide scheme, and then you just want to make it legal in your own law control, you just can go and use some kind of services of Central Securities Depository. It means that you can deposit and withdraw your crypto asset to the worldwide border cross payments, but still you do this under the law of Kazakhstan. It's a big step for us, and it was available thanks to National Bank and our local regulatory agency for regulation and development. And still, of course, it's because of the all conditions that we can test and put on live within the sandbox. And other type of services we can provide for different kind of market participants, for different kind of holders, is registry of digital financial asset. It means that as a core infrastructure, we maintain the core registry of list of the holders for issuers. We also backed the asset that is underlying the digital financial asset. We can provide the data dissemination on these transactions with this asset and provide information local authorities, international authorities, and of course market participants with this kind of information, and make this digital asset world also transparent for all market participants. And of course, what is also the most significant part is that we can prove the right of any holder, and we every day will make a reconciliation between issued and outstanding securities. It means that there's not be any illegal failures in the settlements.
Thinking, so you've touched also on the cross-border. Vladimir, you have a couple of eyes abroad as well, so you're also outward looking, not just working in the country. So what kind of demand are you seeing from the outside? So who wants to issue? What are...
Well, again, I think it's definite that tokenization of real-world assets is happening, right? Maybe a bit slower than we thought it will be happening, but it's finally happening, right? And again, the mere fact that here we're talking about KASE and the National Bank and Central Depository here in Kazakhstan working on that, it means a lot. At AFSA, we have been, again, believers from day one, and we want to think that our legal framework is also very suited, very well suited for issuance of real-world tokens because, again, of the English common law, the international courts, the access to institutional investors, and so on and so forth. We have one of the big global names in tokenization in our sandbox, almost about to graduate, as we say, to move to fully licensed regime, and they have had already some successful track record there. Now we are discussing a pilot project in actually tokenizing equity rather than debt, because let's see how equity will work. Now the details between the issuer and the exchange and all the stakeholders are being discussed, also with our active participation as a regulator. I think there are two angles that we can talk about. First of all, of course, institutional investors can use Kazakhstan as a whole, because I see that we're all in agreement here that this is a space that will be developing. But also, I think we need to think about Kazakhstan's economic perspectives and priorities, right? That can be tokenized as well. In big infrastructure projects, critical mining, quasi-sovereign debt or sovereign debt, and so on and so forth. So these are assets and projects which are well suited to tokenization, I think. And there will be a bit of competition between the jurisdictions, or maybe collaboration and cooperation. Will it be AFC? Will it be national bank base? Will it be both? You know, I think the best, of course, time will show, but best if it will be both. So let's hope for that.
Yeah, I think that invites the last round. I think that's very ambitious and very positive looking. As we move into the future, so I think there has been tremendous work in the last couple of years, very high speed, very impressive. Do you want to stop and use what you have built, starting with you, Arlen? What's the outlook? Or would you like to, are you also having more things, more specific things planned? So what's the next steps?
We already have a comprehensive regulatory framework. The next stage for us is to build a really economic activity in this market. So next 1 or 2 years we will be focused on building a strong and innovative digital assets ecosystem on the top of this framework, and attracting issuers, investors, and infrastructure providers. What I want to say is we will expanding the usage of digital assets and integration to the existing financial infrastructure. Our main goal is to digital assets become one traditional part of the financial ecosystem, not as a gray or unregulated market, but as a safe, transparent, and useful tool for citizens, business, and economy.
Mikhail, you want to add something? You already talked a bit about the future.
Talking about the future, we're expecting that our efforts in this field will help us to enlarge the size of the pie, and we looking for the new members, new trading members on our market, and we're expecting that these new instruments will be attractive for the new investors, because the cross-border and the cross-border payments, cross-border transferring on these instruments, not just the sound, because we see that, for example, the latest market cases, when our issuers go to the Asian markets, for example, Hong Kong markets, and they sell their debts for 2% per year, the yield rate, and the local yield rate is around 17-20% for the corporate issuers. And when we would like to show that our issuers, the local issuers, have very attractive instruments, attractive for the foreign investors who are able to get the 15%, 20% of profitability per year on the debts for the corporate issuers, and that's our hypothesis. We're expecting that it will be interesting for many investors.
Excellent. I think, Vladimir, you've already answered this specific question. Do you want to add something, especially?
Yeah, I think what we're hearing is the key challenge will be going forward interoperability, right? Because we have different systems, different infrastructures. We have the banking infrastructure, we have the traditional securities, capital markets infrastructure, now the digital assets infrastructure, CDBC. The challenge will be for these to work seamlessly together, because an investor doesn't care so much about what the legal regime is, as long as he is a legitimate holder, he's making a legitimate transaction, payment, whatever. So he or she wants to be sure that it goes seamlessly from Kazakhstan mainland to AFSA to international and so on and so forth. So I think this is the challenge for the future. We are doing a lot of work also with our colleagues from the National Bank to think about how these, even they're not international payments, but interjurisdictional payments here in Kazakhstan, being, again, we have the mainland jurisdiction, the AFC jurisdiction, now a third jurisdiction from not long ago, the Alatau city, again, special jurisdictions, which also needs to fit. So we need even to figure out among ourselves how this is going to work, and also, of course, the international aspects. But it's clear that we need to recognize ownership right, enforceability of smart contracts, settlement finality, and dispute resolution. And if we agree on that, then we can build the ecosystem for the whole of Kazakhstan.
Tamara, any additions? You only have to operationalize everything, right?
Yeah, from the point of legal and operations, yeah, I see. As I say, our path is more evolutionary than disruptive, so we go with our market infrastructure step by step, and we are looking forward to see the market interoperability between the market participants in the nearest future. For our local market infrastructure, the main challenge is how we will work maybe with international infrastructure, because as I said, we build our core registry infrastructure, we make some reconciliations mechanism, we build some business processes, business checks, and so on. We can provide the finality of the settlement, we can provide the settlement instructions are checked correctly, filled, and so on. But how it will work in the market, we will see only through the market interoperability. And what I want to say is that tokenization, we all here build the trust layer, and tokenization creates digital assets, yes, but market infrastructure creates trust in digital assets. So we should do this way together in the trust way. Yeah.
I have to say from my perspective that it is very refreshing to see all of the pillars of the digital economy working together. From a European perspective, that is very energizing. I think we don't have time for more questions. I would really like to thank you all for your insights. Thank you for your openness. And I would like the audience also to thank the panelists with a round of applause.